It's the Eagle Community Television Forum with your host, Gary Shorman.
Welcome to the Forum. I'm Mike Kerner in for Gary Shorman this week. The Forum brought to you by Hayes Med Center. Our guest this week, Denice Lastra Blanco. And Denice, I want to thank you for coming here and joining us today.
Thank you.
Now, Denice, you are from the Colorado area.
Yes, I am.
And you are a student at Fort Hays State University. What is it about Fort Hays State that drew you here, and what made you decide to come to Fort Hays State University?
I'd definitely say the community here. I had participated in a wide variety of events throughout the course of my transition from high school to college. From my junior year on to my senior year, I came to Fort Hays about twice, and I fell in love with the sense of community that they have here. And a big factor for me when it came to choosing a college was that I didn't want to be a statistic on campus. Like, I actually wanted to stand out and have a voice, which has to do a lot with my current involvement. So that's why I chose Fort Hays.
And we're going to get into your current involvement here in just a few minutes, but what are you studying at Fort Hays?
I am studying organizational leadership.
Okay.
Yes.
So how's that going, and what kind of projects are you working on in that division?
Well, I was actually in the Live, Learn, Lead learning community that they offer for the first year students, and I got to participate in a variety of service trips and volunteering opportunities, not only in the Hays community, but also outside of Kansas. We took a trip to Denver, Colorado, where we did over 48 hours of community service. It was intense.
So that's some of the stuff that you study. And what is you plan on doing when you graduate?
I am looking into the student affairs realm. So after I graduate from Fort Hays, I want to continue my education and then go into student affairs for my master's.
And dealing with students all your life?
Yes.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your family. You from the Colorado area? Your family live out there too?
No, we are actually, well, my family's originally from Mexico, from Candelaria, Campeche, Mexico, but they migrated to the United States in 1999, so right before I was born. And well, my dad came first, then my mom, and they moved to Denver, Colorado originally, but as soon as I turned 1, they moved to Fort Collins, Colorado.
So what does your family do for a living?
They actually have a variety of taco trucks in Fort Collins.
Well, that's kind of cool.
They have 4 right now, and they're about to open their 5th one.
So they do it all along the Front Range?
Yes.
So you're used to having good food all your life?
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about, now after you get out of college, you want to do your master's, you want to be in student affairs. What is it that you like about student affairs?
I just like the opportunity that you get to change a student's life. I feel like when you're in high school, I mean, you're kind of oblivious to this concept of what is college, what am I going to do, what is actually there. And I feel like being in student affairs, it allows you to kind of create that path for those students and open up like this whole big world of opportunities for them.
It sounded by the tone of your voice a little bit that you were a little nervous and scared about coming out here too.
Yeah.
So tell us about that experience.
Well, I mean, Hays, Kansas, to me, it's the size of a pea compared to where I'm from, and I was used to like the big city life and city style.
A lot of traffic too.
Yeah, definitely. And coming here, I mean, I got here in less than 3 minutes from my house, and if I was in Fort Collins, this would have taken me like 20 minutes to get here. So it was definitely like, it was an easy transition for sure, because like I said, the people here are just wonderful. Everybody you meet, I mean, you can go to the store and ask someone for help, and they'll be like, oh yeah, just stick it right here. But in Fort Collins, it's just different because everything's a lot bigger and everyone's like go, 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 which is when you come to Hays, it's like everyone's like, okay, who are we going to take? Who do we need to make this happen? And what do we need to do as a community?
Well, we wanted to get to know you in the show today. We've done that already. In the second half of the show, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about the other program that you're involved with at Fort Hays State University. And it's something that's been in the news lately. Fort Hays has been talking about it a lot. I've seen it on Hays Post, a story about it too. And you see it on the Fort Hays website as well. And it's getting bigger and bigger all the time. It's the Hispanic College Institute at Fort Hays, the HCI. And I'm going to have you talk a little bit about that, what your involvement with that is, and how you got involved, and what it is for people out there that don't know about something that's going on. So we'll get into that in the second half of the show, all right?
Okay, awesome.
Well, thanks for joining us. Again, we're into the first half of the show, getting ready for the second half of the show right after this from Hayes Med Center.
Hayes Med is your first and best choice for healthcare. They're the only facility providing tertiary level services in this region. With more than 70 physicians and 26 specialties ranging from heart, orthopedic, spine care, cancer, obstetrics and gynecology, wound care, rehabilitation and surgery, including the Da Vinci robotic surgery, Hayes Med is your comprehensive health provider for people throughout Western Kansas. Hayes Med, helping people be healthy.
Eagle Communications is your ultimate business partner. We provide business class phone with customizable features and fast, reliable internet. Your knowledgeable team at Technology Solutions has a broad base of IT services to meet your needs. Let the experts at Marketing Solutions get your message to the right people on the best platforms. The only piece missing is your business. Call Eagle Communications today at 877-61-EAGLE.
Welcome back to the Forum. I'm Mike Kerner in for Gary Shorman this week. By the way, if you've got show ideas, Gary would love to hear from you and let him know what you've got in mind. His email address is gary.shorman@eaglecom.net. Again, I'm Mike Kerner. Denice Lastra Blanco is with us today. And Denice, you were a student at Fort Hays State University. You say you're a sophomore, but you've actually come out here to Fort Hays for more than just 2 years, because you actually came out here for a program called the Hispanic College Institute, and they start kids in high school, already acclimating them to high school. Tell us about that program and how you found out about the program. It's kind of a unique story how you found out and decided to come.
Yeah, so actually when I was a junior in high school, this was 3 years ago, I got a postcard from Fort Hays, just the university itself, and I was like, what is this place called Fort Hays that they're advertising for? So I kind of just set the postcard on my fridge and I just let it sit there. And the funny story was, like, 3 days after that, my family liaison at my high school reached out to me and she was like, hey, there's this program called HCI, the Hispanic College Institute. I think you'd be great for this. You should check it out. And she's like, it's at Fort Hays State University in Kansas, because she's originally from Kansas. And I was like, oh, okay, sure, why not? So I went online.
What a typical high school student would say, yes.
I was like, okay, I'll check it out, because I had all these other things planned out for the summer that I was like, okay, I guess I can fit one more thing in my schedule. That's fine. So then I went online and I filled it out, and it was like super easy. I mean, they had you answer a couple questions about yourself, your academics and whatnot. And then I heard back from them in less than 15 days, and they were like, hey, you've been accepted for HCI. Go ahead. Yeah, so that's how I heard about it.
So it just took a postcard, really,
yeah,
and it kind of spawned from there. There's been a lot of students going through, and it's actually, we'll get into the nuts and bolts of it here in a second, but there's been a lot of students from what I've read that have gone into this program and done very well. I mean, going in with low GPAs, but the program has really helped them bring up their GPAs and I guess blossomed in life. Yes. Tell us about the program a little bit and what who comes to the program.
Okay, so HCI, their main goal is not, their thing is not to promote Fort Hays. Their thing is to promote higher education as it is, and just like motivating these students that come from various backgrounds. Some of them come from broken homes, some of them come from, they just migrated to the United States.
So is it all Hispanic students?
Yeah, all Hispanic students. All these students have a very unique story once you get to know them and dig deep. And I feel like what's really important is that we make sure that they know it's like, we're here to talk to you guys about higher education. We want to educate you guys about higher education and to let you know that it's possible. It's just a matter of you putting yourself out there and setting the mindset that, you know what, I want to do this for myself, and I'm going to do this for myself, and I can do it. HCI, I mean, we do a lot of various like sessions for the students where they get to learn about financial aid, depending on like where they're standing, because I mean, they all have different backgrounds.
Do they have different levels of understanding English too?
Yes, for sure. I mean, we had a student that had just arrived to the United States like a week prior to HCI, and he knew really good English because he was learning back home, but there was still moments where we would have to like sit to the side and be like, okay, this is what they're talking about, let us guide you through this. And like, I think we did a really good job of providing the help that any student needed, not just his needs. with not knowing English, but just like any needs that they, like if they didn't understand certain aspects of what they were learning, just teaching it to them a different way.
Now, do students have to, do they have to go to Fort Hays if they come to the program, or is it just learning about education, education in the college realm, and then moving on to wherever they may want to go?
No, they do not have to come to Fort Hays. That's the big thing that we tell them as well. It's just a matter of teaching them about higher education.
Okay, so they go through all of that, and then what else do you do in this program? I mean, there's some things you do.
So basically, they are divided, like all these different students from Missouri, Colorado, and Kansas. I think that's the 3 main states that we had this year. They get divided into what we call familias, and they get assigned a lead, well, 2 leads, and then they kind of just mentor them throughout the entirety of the program. So the leads are kind of in charge of guiding them to different sessions and then doing debriefs afterwards and getting like to hear their feedback and what they want, answering their questions. So I mean, they have like a lip sync battle that they participate in. They also have like the Needs for Action competition, where they actually, the first place winners got an $1,000 scholarship, and then throughout the entirety of the program, we're just giving out scholarships like crazy, which is awesome.
So you went to the program as a high schooler, and now you're coming back and you're helping with the program all the time too.
Yeah.
And are you guys trying new stuff all the time?
Yeah. Well, I mean, from when I came here, it was a little different compared to how it is now, which I enjoy a lot. I mean, I think everything that you do in life has a different, like, it deserves to change over the course of the years, especially with our generations changing. You have to keep up with them. Like, for me, it was more paper, pencil, and for them it's more like, oh, I can do this on my phone, so let me do it on my phone. So it's awesome to see the changes and stuff. For my HCI, we had a talent show competition, and this one we did it. They had the lip sync where they kind of involved everyone and just like put everyone out of their comfort zone, because I mean, these students, some of them are extroverts, some of them are introverts, and just letting them to shine on stage and like just being happy and like seeing the big smiles on their face from like when they first get there. They're all like, who are these crazy people that are yelling at my face?
How long is the program then?
It is 3 days.
3 days.
Yes.
Do you see changes in these people from the first day to the last day?
Oh yes, like, and yeah, it's crazy to see how much they change over the course of 3 days. Like, they walk in and they're just like, these people are yelling in my face and they're like getting me hyped, but I don't know why they're getting me.
But it's not bad yelling.
It's like good, like motivating them, like to let them know that, you know, we are here for them and that we are here to serve them. And by the end of the 3 days, I mean, you're crying with them because they're leaving, and you get to see them progress and just like their motivation, and you get to hear their stories and, you know, why are they doing what they do? Why are they pursuing higher education? Why, why are they here? Why are they at HCI?
And then you probably show them some of the avenues they can go down, and things they can
sure.
pursue. Well, that's kind of cool how that happens, and hopefully as it gets bigger and bigger, I know how many students do you typically take?
We had 79 students.
Well, that's
this
quite
year.
a few.
Yeah.
And how many were there when you went?
I think there were 60. So it's been growing over the past few years.
So you have kids coming, and then you hopefully see them back at Fort Hays or at least another university and continue their education in higher ed.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for coming by and sharing the information about your life and then also about the program too. So I hope we see you around more.
Yeah, of
All right.
course.
Again, our guest today, Denice Lastra Blanco, and she's our guest. She is from the Hispanic College Institute at Fort Hays State University, the guest on the forum today. I'm Mike Kerner, and for Gary Shorman, thanks for being with us.